Hey, so how are we doing today? On this Good Friday. And yes, it is a Good Friday. And to all Christians out there, Happy Easter. So, before we get too involved, how about a big thumbs up? Like the video. You know, I was watching a YouTube video this morning, and I watched this channel a lot, and I'm subscribed. I watched all his videos, and he has a good channel. But anyways, he was talking today about two most dangerous words, and he said I am. And I don't know, I kind of I think there's two far dangerous words, and that would be I can't. All right, now I want you to think about the I can'ts. All right, can you you know, at some point in time, I take it that everybody that follows my channel has started off on a bicycle at some time in their life, or you know, one of those stand-up two-wheeled scooters you push with one foot as you go along. And now, can you imagine your bicycle or your little scooter or whatever, and you know, you fall over, you skin a knee, you skin an elbow, and you get up and you say I can't, and that's it. All right. Can you imagine if, you know, a majority of the population went around with the I can'ts? I mean, there'd be hardly anybody on motorcycles. You know? I mean, think about it for a second or two. What about your job? What is your job? I mean, I was an industrial mechanic, and you know, as my career progressed over the years, they decided to make me a SME, an SME, which is a subject matter expert. And boy, oh boy, I learned to hate that title. The simple fact, well, there was no money involved, and whenever somebody had a problem with a machine, they would come and get grumpy old man. That's right. Grumpy old man. And, you know, it got to the point where they said, well, you're going to have to start training people. I go, well, these people should be trained. You know, they've been here for years, so they made me not only a subject matter expert, but they made me a trainer. So if people had problems with a certain area of the machine, I would have to go in there and retrain them. And you know, I would get the, you know, this is hard, and I never looked at it that way. And one time I did have a guy tell me, he goes, oh, I can't do that. And I goes, oh, you better go tell the boss then. I goes, because we can't have you on the production floor if you can't do your job. You know, and I used to tell people, try harder. Instead of saying I can't, try harder. So that's the thing. I mean, don't walk around saying I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't take that cross-country trip on a motorcycle. No, try harder to make things work. I mean, you know, well, I knew at a very early age that I was going to ride motorcycles. I mean, and that goes back to even before I had first motorized anything. And I saw, we were on our way to Maine. I was young, I was probably maybe 10, 11, and saw a group of, well, we saw 1%, you know, outlaw, not them outlaws, but, you know, motorcycles, you know, going up Route 1 in Massachusetts, just outside of Lynn, Massachusetts, okay? And, you know, you know, all panheads, shovel heads, knuckleheads, you know, beautiful chopper Harleys, you know, woman in ultra short shorts and halter tops, and I was like, yeah, I go, that's where it's at right there. And I think our first motorized bike was me and my older brother took a lawnmower engine off of a lawnmower of all things, and we fastened it into the frame of a Raleigh bike, and that was it. I mean, it was the throttle. The throttle was a coat hanger you pulled up with your left hand. That was the throttle. It was on or off. It was suicidal, to say the least. Yeah, so good stuff, right? No, dumb stuff. But and then somehow I can't remember, probably about the time I was 14, maybe 14, or maybe even younger than 14, maybe 12 or something, I don't know. Then we ended up with a Honda 50. So yeah, we ended up with a Honda 50, great little motorcycle, and well, we just rode that around. I mean, we had a massive, I mean, we lived in the inner city, and to go back in 1964, there was a massive fire, and it burnt the whole city block down. So and that was where we would ride that Honda 50, and we would ride it there and whatnot. And yeah, I can't see. I came too far down. Oh, no, cars are right there. So anyway, so we would ride that Honda 50 around and in the field, and we had a big backyard. I mean, we could park a dozen cars in our backyard because the previous owner of the house, you know, had the whole thing painted and paved. So you know, and then somewhere along the line, I can't remember, after the Honda 50, we ended up with an Italian motorcycle. We ended up with a Gilera. You know, and this was a 124cc Italian motorcycle. Gear shifter was on the right-hand side. It was one down and two up, if I remember correctly. It was one down, two up. It was only a 3-speed. And we put knobby tires on that thing so we could ride it in the dirt. And whenever we got the opportunity, we'd take it down to my aunt's house that lived in Plymouth, Massachusetts, which back then was all sand. We're talking 1970s, early 1970s. You know, everything down in Plymouth, Massachusetts was just starting to be built. And, you know, we would ride that all around in all the dirt roads and fire roads with the knobby tires, and it didn't have much power. I mean, it was a fun little bike, but and that went by the wayside. The motor seized up or something, I don't know. But anyways, and time went on, and you know, and the first motorcycle I bought was a Kawasaki KDX 175. I figured I'd go play in the dirt for a year or two. So I did that, and then after that, I kept that KDX 175 for exactly one summer of riding. Well, 1 year of riding, because I bought it earlier in the year. I bought it in like February, and we used to ride in Miles Standard State Forest all the time. Go every Sunday or every Saturday, we would go dirt bike riding. Me and my older brother, and then eventually my younger brother, and we would have a blast. And yeah, so one summer, and then the next year I bought the KX 500 because I needed more power because I'm fat. I wasn't fat back then. I was only 200 pounds, but I called myself fat. So, haha. Yeah, not really, but anywho. And And once I had my fill of the KX500, I think 2 years. I think 2 years on the KX500. And I mean, I rode it a lot. I mean, I did a lot of dirt bike riding with that machine. And then it was time to buy a street bike, and I honestly didn't start small. Seeing where I had a KX500 dirt bike, I bought a 1978 KZ1000 because, hey, why not, right? It was a 1980 KZ1000. That's right, it was 1980 KZ1000. And it wasn't long before the Kirk Header went on, and Fox Racing Shocks went on. And back then, you know, motorcycles didn't handle very well. And found this company in Cycle World magazine out of California, and they made aluminum swing arms. So went to sent my money to CalFab, and CalFab aluminum swing arms got me an aluminum swing arm. And oh gee, back in 1981, an aluminum swing arm would cost you a whopping $140. Try to buy one now for that money. Not gonna happen. But you know, I mean, what I'm talking about in the dirt is, did I crash? Oh yeah, I crashed a lot. I crashed doing wheelies. I crashed doing endos. I crashed, you know, I just going through berms. I high-sided. I low-sided. I wiped out going over jumps. Yeah, I crashed a lot. I got up. I got beat up a lot. I got banged up quite a bit. I broke my coccyx. If you don't know what your coccyx is, that's your tailbone. Now, I want you to have a broken tailbone and have to go to work every day. I can tell you right now, it is not fun. I don't suggest you do it. Not even to say, geez, I wonder if he's BSing me about how bad it hurts. Yeah, it does. It hurts really, really bad. So I had to go to work and do all my machine work and crawl in and around and under machines and inside machines. So never said I can't. Even when, you know, even back then when I was first starting out in the business of being an industrial mechanic, and I was being trained by the best, I never said I can't. I always tried harder. Always. I always tried harder. You know, when I was learning how to wheelie a motorcycle, a dirt bike, you know, did I give up? No, I tried harder. Did I fail? I failed a lot, but I always tried harder. So that's it, you know. I'm gonna close this video right now, and in closing I'm gonna say this: we can all do better if we just tried harder. Thumbs up. Peace. God bless. Everybody have a happy Easter.